go all the way over here by myself. It's gonna be a great time, they said. It would be a lot of fun, they'd say. Oh, you know, just say, what? No. I don't want one of these. No. Get out of here. Fine. If this is what you want, then this is what we're gonna do. I need other people. I'm not doing this alone. Yeah, there you go. This time for the piece of shit. I'm waiting.
Hey, hi, hello. Welcome to another edition of Something Smart, Something Dumb, and everything else. Today, we're going to be discussing a little movie called Split. I've got the Spider-Man, he's got the Iron Man, and she's got a pillow.
Why do I have a pillow?
The non-sponsored drink of the day is Spicebox Whiskey. Please send me free whiskey. Product placement. We're not getting paid, but
We're really not.
I'd like to be.
What are you drinking?
Earl Grey tea. It's really, really, really hot.
Sounds like tea then. I've got some tap water, so we're good to go. Right before we dive into the dumbs and the smarts of everything else, we're gonna keep the big twist ending for the everything else that's later on. So for smart and dumb, we're gonna try and keep it out as much as possible.
Yeah, because the twist ending is a whole other conversation.
Yeah,
So we're
yeah.
gonna talk bare bones movie on its own.
Yeah. Well, let's start things off with something dumb.
I didn't really like how
That is-
the girls with their shirts off. Didn't really end up being a sexual thing. It was just a plot point for the reveal of the last girl.
And I think that's more of M. Night Shyamalan's style. He's very simple with big revelations and big reveals. Just looking at movies like Signs with how the aliens hate water, and so that's why the daughter doesn't finish drinking her water. She's got water cups all over the place. That's how they can defeat the aliens. That's totally his style.
It's just sort of like embracing the everyday
Yeah.
and just sort of like mundane things that turn
Yeah.
out to be more than you realize.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is kind of an interesting way of
Yeah.
being a filmmaker. So
It felt really cheap. It just felt like a
Yeah.
cheap way to get girls undressed.
hold on. To my thought process on this though is that I have got to say I have seen a lot of movies where people are in like skimpy outfits and they're taking their shirts off and all this stuff, and it's done on purpose and it's done to be sexy, and there's very specific shots that are done because of that. And this movie did not have those shots. There were shots where they're walking along and one of the girls doesn't have her skirt on.
Yeah.
She's just in panties, but it's pretty much framed so you don't see it. It's like she walks around the corner and it's like very high, and it's specifically they don't do it for the sex appeal element, they just do it for the character side, which I really appreciated because then it doesn't take away from that moment. You're not thinking about like it's not a Fast and Furious shot where we're
Yeah.
following the asses up to the cars, up
Yeah.
to the characters. It's like no, it's done for a plot point, and then they don't hold on those moments to show, hey, look at how naked they are.
Yeah.
For me, I think it worked.
Wow.
Just the payoff at the end of the last girl of that's why she never had her shirt off was because
Well, no, he kept taking shots.
Yeah, she had just so
There was-
many shirts.
There was a specific line where but there.
Yeah.
This is exactly to my point.
Yeah.
Whereas it was built into the character because he kept inventing reasons to take their shirts and clothes because that one personality likes seeing naked girls.
Yeah.
And then so he was getting frustrated that she had so many layers on, and the reason she had so many layers on is because she was self-conscious as a
Yeah.
character about the scars on her body. So I think for me it works.
the thing that I just didn't make sense to me is that that's the character that has kidnapped them.
Yeah.
Just make them take off their clothes.
But they
It just
also
seemed-
specifically show that he was reined in by someone, another character.
I guess. I don't know. It just
Just wasn't a fan of
wasn't
that.
a fan.
Fair enough. Oh, and this kind
So
of
you
goes.
need your cards.
I totally
you decided
need them.
to get rid of your cards, but I
Yeah,
think
I
it's
need them. I totally need
It's
them.
a host thing.
It is.
Even on the Tonight Show, he has cards.
He does.
He's a professional A-list host, and he has cards. Think about it next time. Use your fucking head, man.
Hello,
You fucking
darkness,
have.
my old friend.
I know we said we'd save the big twist ending for a later talk. This just barely talks about it. But just
Yeah.
how unresolved I felt the ending was with the main girl character.
Yeah.
She's the character who gets all these flashbacks about her father and her uncle. She's the main character, and we're waiting for her to have her big character arc of her being more confident and then being able to kill the animal. It doesn't happen. And then when it's revealed that she's still living with her uncle, and the policewoman is saying like, we're gonna, like, your uncle's here. It's ambiguous to know whether she's gonna go live with the uncle or if she's gonna.
But the pause is long enough that the intention is to make you show that for the first time she's considering not going back to it.
Yeah, and that I'm just unsatisfied with that ending because I want to know, because it's her story and then they took it away from her.
They had another ending after that too. It just left her ending feeling not as.
Yeah.
You follow that character through the whole thing. You don't follow. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But interestingly enough, now that I'm thinking about it, the kind of revelation that she has, where she realizes that she might not go back, and because she's now faced the beast, she faced it down. She decides, oh, maybe I won't go back to it. It's kind of interesting because he has this whole thing where it's like, oh, holy, like, praise the fact that you're not a perfect person. You've seen damage, which means you're more evolved and you're better than them and you can rise above.
Yeah.
And so in that moment, she realizes that she could rise above.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because then he becomes a force of good in her life.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Very interesting
that
way.
changes that a bit more.
And all of a sudden, it's like now he's actually this, like, I don't know. That brings some interesting elements into play for me.
Absolutely. Wow. This is what discussions can do.
This is a minor gripe.
Yeah.
But the girls who are locked away and they're trying to get through the little slide lock, there's 4 screws that are probably about this long holding that slide lock. Hit it with the full force of your body maybe 2 or 3 times, that thing's coming right off.
I mean, but
it's not a deadbolt.
Anything else for Something Down?
The friggin' therapist. Her complete arc is so obvious the entire time. And this kind of movie, it's an overused plot device, and I don't like it.
Just the sense that she knows the origin of the villain. She knows how to stop it. And
she approaches him in a place that she can't get out on her own, and you know that it's going to happen somehow. You know she's going to get herself into a situation where she can't get out.
Yeah.
Then she's gonna die there.
Yeah.
And then it happens. And the entire time I'm just like, I just don't care about her for that reason, because I know from the first moment I see her with him that she's gonna die.
That was actually one of the things that I liked from Insidious, is because they have the same kind of thing. She's not a therapist, but she's like a ghost hunter or whatever. But like you're just waiting for her to be like to get killed, so then the villain can kind of go on. But she's kept alive and they save the day, and then the movie ends with, or it turns out that the ghost has taken over the lead actor's body, and then he killed that therapist, and that's how the movie ends.
This is Insidious?
In the first Insidious.
I've never seen it.
Oh, really?
No, I've seen it. I think it.
Well, I spoiled it for you.
Yeah, the therapist was very like, do. It seems like this person's unstable, and they're creating fantasies which may kill everyone. Ah!
Yeah.
It's fine. I'm gonna go into the dark hole and see what he's all about.
Yeah, and it was just clearly he needed a way to show the exposition and like the backstory of the character.
Exposition train.
Yeah, and that was all the therapist, and we're just like, oh, we'll just have him go for sessions with the therapist, and she'll bring up everything.
She literally talks out loud about her patient to a random security guard, and is like, "What are you up to, motherfucker?"
Yeah.
I really wanted to like her, and I just couldn't.
So then we'll move on to something smart, and let's start things off with James McAvoy. Fantastic performance.
Terrific audience.
Terrific audience.
He was his own audience.
Yeah.
Did a really good job playing all the different characters.
It reminded me of Edward Norton from Primal Fear, and like even Andy Serkis as Gollum and Smeagol as well. But I don't think anything tops, I can't remember the girl's name, person from Orphan Black.
Oh, Tatiana Maslany.
There we go. And I guess it's also different that it's literally different characters.
They changed her hair in that too,
Yeah.
so they really make her look.
Yeah,
he on the fly needs to actually go from, in one conversation, he's actually switched from one to another.
Yeah. So that is, it is a different type of performance, and still, like, it doesn't lessen his performance. There's a lot of times where I didn't realize he was switching to a different one of his personalities.
And,
you know?
yeah.
And I just like the subtle things that they would do, and this comes down to the writing of it and not just James McAvoy, but how the personality of Dennis is a lot stronger. He's the strongest one out of all of them until the Beast comes through, and I like how the Beast ends up being completely unbreakable as well.
Unbreakable.
I like how they made those mental things physical. And
Yeah.
it just became that when they were obsessed with a certain thing, a personality would develop that had those particular traits.
Yeah.
Because there is a line where the therapist talks about this personality has emerged because of your time here,
Yeah.
which is revealed that he works at a place that have lions.
Yeah.
And it's also revealed later in the news story that they say that his latest personality is built from an amalgamation of the animals that he's around.
Yeah.
So he has rhinoceros skin. He can climb sheer walls like,
Yeah.
what did they say? Like maybe a monkey
Yeah,
or
I
something?
think it was a monkey.
He has the strength of a lion, and it's
Yeah.
like all these animals he was
Yeah.
actually around.
Yeah.
Which then develops this whole other question of, are these personalities based off of sort of this evolutionary adapt and survive? If he's
Yeah.
around things that are stronger than him, he will develop something to be able to combat those
Yeah.
forces.
Yeah.
Which
Well,
is,
I mean, that makes sense because I think the one personality that was female was totally supposed to be something with his mother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he only had one female personality and it was an evil one.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And it's shown
Yeah.
in the movie that his mother.
And I mean, to be fair, because they say in the movie many times he's got the 24 personalities,
Yeah.
including the Beast, but we only see 8 in the movie.
Yeah.
So he may have other female personalities,
Oh.
but the only one that we see is that leader.
One
that
thing
Trisha,
I
I think her name
jump
is.
in with something smart that I absolutely loved is the emergence of Kevin. There was
Oh,
Kevin,
yeah.
the actual like the
The
main
main-
The
main
actual
person, the actual
person.
Kevin.
Yeah.
When Kevin comes out and he has that realization of like, wait, it's not what do you say?
2014, yeah. That was
it's
just
not
really
2014. And I mean, I felt that was a bit cheesy how he went, wait, it's not September 14th,
Well,
2014. like,
what
very
I liked
specific.
about that was that clearly this has happened before,
Yeah.
and the best way for him to know is like, this
I
is the
see.
date I remember. Is this that date? Yes or no?
Right, and I guess
Yeah.
that actually brings me back to something like Memento. It's like
Yeah,
this sort
yeah.
of realization of him coming out of it. Wait, where are we? I need
Yeah.
to establish my timeline.
Yeah.
And just very quickly, when he realizes that things have spun out of his control,
Yeah.
his first reaction is, "You need to kill me."
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
this is
that
it.
was
Yeah.
great. I think that might be my favorite moment
Yeah.
in the movie, actually.
The other two girls, like the non-main girls, I liked them. They weren't like bitches,
No.
which is like a classic thing.
Yeah,
to do.
they actually
They were likable. They were smart.
something smart for me is how the movie opened.
Yeah.
And you think those girls are the main storyline,
Yeah, absolutely.
which is kind of interesting because
Yeah.
they're talking about this other girl. They're like, "Oh, she's gonna be important for
yeah.
sure."
Yeah.
But they seem like they're going to be the main storyline, and then they're likable characters that get totally eviscerated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're just like, oh well, I guess they get to watch themselves being eaten alive.
Yeah.
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 The opening where they get into the car and we just have this like very off-screen amazing, and I thought he killed him, but just I guess he incapacitated
Yeah.
the dad. But just very simple.
Probably did the spray.
Yeah, but very simple, very off screen. You don't worry about
Yeah.
it, and you get to see that little reflection moment. And it's like, oh
It's
shit!
just this, like, what's
It's
happening
like, what-
exactly.
something's
yeah.
weird.
Yeah.
And then he gets in, and the girl's very like a normal person, but also polite. They were like, "Excuse me, sir, like you're in the wrong car. Like, you can
Then-
go."
Yeah, yeah.
And just expecting it to be like, "Oh, sorry,
Yeah.
my bad,
And then-
weird thing."
yeah.
And then it turns into a real situation where it's like,
Yeah.
"No, you're fucking being
Yeah,
kidnapped."
and and when we were watching, we were actually getting mad at the one girl for not just going, and then you made the point of like, that's a fear that some people have, that they freeze in that moment, and that's what that was, and that made that situation that much more real for me as well, because it's like, oh god damn.
And when you look at that character later too, the
Yeah.
fact that she's stuck in trauma where she's stuck with her uncle who sexually abuses her
Yeah.
and physically it seems
Yeah,
as well.
yeah.
Yeah.
She's trapped in that situation. So in this situation it feels the same where she wouldn't run
Yeah.
because she feels stuck and she feels like, no, this person has power over me.
Yeah.
We can't go.
yeah.
So
And even assessing the situation as well,
Yeah.
because that's what she learned from hunting is like, take your time, be patient, and
Yeah.
I think that's why she's like, I'm gonna slowly move.
Yeah.
He hasn't noticed yet,
Yeah.
and yeah.
for me, I just want to dive into the Beast a bit.
Okay,
The
yeah,
Beast,
absolutely.
Something smart.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed how they physically made him different
Mhm.
because all the other ones they have mental and physical things that are beneath the
Yeah.
skin, but for him there was that like gray skin
Yeah,
tone
and
and
his
then puffy
veins.
veins, and it was like physically this
Yeah.
one is different.
Yeah.
This one
And
is
the way they introduced the character, I thought was phenomenal. Just the transformation where he's on the train and he takes his shirt off and he does this.
Well, the
he
one guy
stands.
makes flowers.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. Just like, I loved that part. And then when he meets up with the therapist, that's where the therapist is gonna die. They cut his face off completely with the frame, so you just see the from his mouth down, and then you don't see his face till right after he kills the therapist by just crushing her, bear hugs her. That's when you see the face, and it's like, this is the Beast.
Yeah.
This is what he can do. And I thought that introduction was
And even
phenomenal.
his scurrying, he jumps up on top of the thing, showing that he can climb, he can run, he rushes past. And there's a bit of a cheesy moment where they're like, the
I was
dogs
just say,
are freaking
that's
out.
something dumb.
Something dumb. The dogs are freaking out, and they go, "Oh, there must be an animal out there."
That's what the dog does with
some
animals.
sort of beast.
He only does this with coyotes.
I liked what they were doing, but the delivery was wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish they would have done something to change his voice fundamentally,
Yeah.
so the beast was more of a pure animal,
Yeah.
because he would scream and grunt and whatever. But I wanted that like extra bass,
Like
extra
Birdman in a way?
lion, like sort of.
Yeah.
But maybe even Jungle Book.
Oh. Yeah,
Oh.
with the Shere Khan.
Shere Khan, where they
Yeah.
put the growl in with his voice, and it's like, that was insane.
Yeah.
Very easily could have been cheesy.
Yeah.
But I think just a little something, a little enhancement
Yeah.
to really bring fear into
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Especially loved it when he's dodging and weaving in the dark.
Yeah.
But-
and when he breaks all the light bulbs and the when
Yeah,
he
no. That's
Yeah.
he's climbing, fucking scurrying on
Yeah.
the roof, smashing out light bulbs.
Yeah.
It's like, give me a little bit of like the bass that feels like he's everywhere. Terrifying.
So now we can dive into the everything else, and let's just go through that final twist ending scene. But like a good twist ending, we didn't see it coming.
True.
Um,
I couldn't have seen it coming.
not at all. You haven't seen
I haven't
Unbreakable.
seen Unbreakable, so the ending doesn't make sense at all. Bruce Willis is just there, and you're like,
Yeah.
oh, hey.
Yeah, which
Fancy seeing you here.
And then with him saying Mr. Glass, that just meant nothing to you.
Nothing at all.
When then you look over to
Completely
me and I'm like,
destroys the ending of the movie for me.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
yeah, so.
No, absolutely, because that was part of the point that I was making earlier. Just like the main story is about the girl, it completely takes it away. Because now we're thinking about Bruce
gonna
Willis
happen?
and James McAvoy are gonna fight each other now, and it's like, well,
it kind of
what
makes
about the girl?
it kind of forces her into being a side character, even though she was technically like the
Yeah.
main character.
Well, to me, this movie was her story. That's why she got the flashbacks, and we're following her character arc.
Yeah.
And it's just completely taken away now.
Yeah, and it diminishes her story.
It would be like if when you're watching Memento, and then in the final scene, it goes to like the owner of the motel, and he's like, man, like I talked to some really weird people in my day, but you're the weirdest. And then Hellboy is standing there, and it's like, oh my god, what's next?
Obviously,
Yeah.
the biggest thing with the ending is that if you haven't seen what movie is it?
Unbreakable.
Unbreakable.
If you haven't seen Unbreakable, the ending completely does not make any sense.
Yeah.
And so, but then the other thing too is if you want to see Unbreakable, it's now the ending is ruined.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
at this
In a
point,
way.
if you haven't seen it, it's like it's been out for a hot minute.
You can't just look at this movie on its own now. That you have to think of it as
Can't stand on its own
yeah,
legs.
yeah. You have to look at it as the franchise now, which really diminishes it as well. But to be fair, this was written with the intent of it being a segue into the Unbreakable sequel. If they had just done Unbreakable 2 and we were going into this movie knowing it was Unbreakable 2, and then they introduced James McAvoy's character as Kevin with all these different personalities, one of them is that he's super strong, it probably would be really cheesy and we wouldn't have enjoyed it. Like, it would have been really stupid, I bet. So
I don't
this...
think I would have understood it.
I think this is a way more creative and better way to do it and then make that reveal that much better. It's just I'm not excited for the... Because I'm one of the few who does not need a sequel to Unbreakable. I loved Unbreakable all on its own.
Yeah, that's the thing. I always have a hard time when like years and years later they want to do a sequel, or even recently, like Pitch Perfect, for example, didn't need a number 2 or a number 3.
Yeah, yeah.
Not many
good on
movies
its own.
need another sequel.
Yeah,
They
exactly.
just do the exact same thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
So
So,
it's usually 9 times out of 10 it's a disappointment.
yeah, usually, yeah.
Except for The Godfather.
Because Godfather Part 3 is the best movie there
Yeah,
is.
the best one.
All in all, with this movie,
Him dying alone in the field with oranges.
I haven't seen
I
it.
know.
so all in all
God.
with this movie, I was disappointed.
Yeah.
I appreciate the performance by James McAvoy with all the different characters. I think he did a really good job, but the storyline, not original. at
Yeah.
all.
Yeah, no, super predictable movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The twist blew my mind because I didn't
Yeah.
see it coming.
Oh, yeah.
But not in a good way for the rest of the story.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
It just what blew my mind was that Unbreakable is back. Like a good twist ending, when you rewatch the movie, all the signs are there.
Yeah.
Oh,
Signs. This, oh my god, this is connecting every single M. Night Shyamalan movie
It's
together.
amazing. It's amazing.
Oh my good Christ. But like, if you look at the posters like Unbreakable and Split, you see they got cracks all in their posters because they're connected. And the opening scene of Unbreakable, it said that there's a big train crash, and Kevin's father in the movie Split is said that he left on a train, and it's confirmed that Kevin's father died on that same train crash. There's another scene in Unbreakable where Bruce Willis is working at the stadium, and a little boy, or it's the mother, that someone brushes up against him, and he's able to see their trauma, and he sees that the mother is abusing this child, and apparently that is a younger version of Kevin and his mother, and that is confirmed. Theory time!
Okay, so here's the thing. Unbreakable 3.
Yeah.
Unbreakable 2.
Yeah.
I don't know what we're calling it.
It's-
Split Unbreak.
Split the unbreakable.
Split breaks.
Unbreak a splittable.
You do the splits and you break something.
Mr. Glass.
Meet the glade. Here we are.
Oh wait, does this mean that the third movie is gonna star 2 white bald guys?
Yeah.
Huh.
Huh.
And it's gonna be revealed that they're the same person. It's gonna tie
Well, and
into
that's
that.
another twist.
Fan theory time! First thing is that James McAvoy's character, he needs to fund his army of split personality
Right,
people. Because he's
right.
recruited other people that have split personalities.
Oh, it's not just in
It's
his
not
head?
just...
Oh,
No. It's,
you mean
no,
henchmen?
He has his split
Oh,
personality.
he
but
has
wants,
henchmen.
No, he wants henchmen who also have the disorder. So it's like if he hires one henchman, that henchman has like 30 people
Yeah,
outside.
so he's really hiring 30 people.
Nobody... He's hiring 30 people,
He's
but then
thinking,
those 30 have 30 inside
He's
of
thinking
them.
of buy one, get 29 free.
Okay. So, but to fund all that, you need money for that.
Yeah, he
he's
needs money for 30 people.
What am I good at? What's the one thing I'm good at? Rock climbing. He's fucking amazing at rock climbing. We saw it in the film. He's really good at it. So, he enters all these competitions. He's rock climbing.
Yeah,
he's tearing
he's
it up.
going
He's
great.
becoming so famous.
It's not even fair.
So he's got all this money. He's got money to blow. And then I don't remember what happens next. What happens
And then I imagine
Uh-huh.
Bruce Willis is seeing the rise of Kevin. Like,
Right.
this guy's clearly bad.
Oh,
I
boy.
need to stop him,
Yeah.
but I don't know how to stop him. So he needs to go talk to another villain
Right.
to be like, how do I stop this guy?
Yeah.
He goes to prison
Mr. Glass.
and he reunites with Mr. Glass, being like, hey, I still think what you did was wrong, and you're
And he's in a
you're
cell
so bad, but
It's made out of pure glass.
pure. Yes. It's like
a-
how Magneto is all plastic prison.
Yeah.
Mr. Glass is all glass. He could break it super easily if he
But
wanted to.
he'd break
But
himself.
He'd break himself.
It's just like
He's toying with him.
it's the irony of the whole thing. Okay, so
So
he goes
So-
and talks to him.
they're just looking at each other through the glass, like in Silence of the Lambs.
And
they're just standing on
It
either
turns
side.
out that Mr. Glass actually has some information for him. I can tell you something you don't know. And what it is that you've been dead this whole time.
Right.
B. Wills
So the Sixth Sense is
He
now in
wills.
this universe.
is his character from The Sixth Sense as well, and that's how he gained his powers. Is because every time he goes into an accident, he goes into spirit mode, also known as the dream world.
Oh God.
So then he can come out of it
Yeah.
after the accident, and he's totally fine.
Yeah.
So physically, he's not invulnerable. He just has the ability to spirit walk at any given time, or
Spirit
dream walk.
Yeah.
Which is very crucial that it's in the dreams as well, because at the end of Split, they noted that the Kevin character, the one who is the most controlled, or like
the original.
normal
That's the
person,
person. Yeah.
So they put him into a long sleep, hidden away. Now, B. Wills is going to have to go into the dream world and fight through the 24 personalities
Yeah.
of hell. It's like Dante's Inferno, but with 24 layers. And he has to fight all the way down to get Kevin.
You know what I see it more like, actually? I see it as The Matrix 3, where it's Neo fighting
Oh, shit.
all the Agent Smiths. I think he fights the one, but they're
Right.
all watching, but I think it's going to be like
You
more
know
like
what?
that.
And then at the end of it, it turns out that Kevin is Kevin from We Need to Talk About Kevin.
All grown up!
Oh my god. And at any rate, he grew up, he's fine now.
Yeah.
But he has split
But
personality.
he's got split
Yeah,
personality.
he had plastic surgery.
So it was
to
never
cover up his-
Kevin at all. in that movie? We need to talk about Kevin.
It was Dennis.
It was Dennis. Dennis Reynolds.
From
The Golden
How
God.
I Met Your Mother.
That's right.
So-
we give it
It's time to give it.
this
gift.
Wow, that's extremely sexual.
Oh my god!
Well, we could do the GIF afterwards.
We give it this gift.
God damn.
That gift is so erotic.
Alright, well, that's it then. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for joining in on this discussion. This one got me all wet. Let us know what you thought in the comments. Literally any thought that you had about this, just write it.
Also, if you want to buy the movie
Or rent it.
support us. Links in the description. Check it out.
You could do it there. And,
I give it a C+.
C+. And, ciao!
Ciao, ciao, Bella.